Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you this gorgeous stamp from Stamper's Best. It's called Autumn Leaf Rubber Stamp, and I purchased mine unmounted and then I just mounted it on cushion foam, which is also available from Stamper's Best at extremely affordable prices. The sheets I believe are 12 by 9, and you can get a lot of stamps on there, especially if you're frugal and you're really good with a hot knife or whatever you use to trim. And a couple of questions that I've received is, how sturdy is it to attach to a block? So I have an acrylic block here, and I'm sorry about the glare, and it's a nice thick acrylic block, and I like the thicker ones for one particular reason. I have nails, and I like to be able to grab the block substantially, including when I go to ink. If I'm taking a smaller blocking ink too, the larger the block that I use, I bring the ink to the block. But if it's a really thin block, then it's difficult for me to feel like I have a really good grasp of it when I go to stamp. So I like these heavier blocks. So the cushion is, see, there's a little bit of sheen to it, and when you place it and press down, it creates a seal. Let me see if you can hear it. Do you hear that? There's nothing sticky or tacky, but it's the texture of the foam, the cushion foam, that when you press on it, on the clear, on a clean flat surface like this, it does seal it very nicely. So see, nothing's falling off, and you can hear it peel up. So I've taken this large 3x3 rubber stamp. I'm just going to push it in, and I've stamped it with a couple of different things, and I'll show you the card in a second. The first one is with VersaFine Onyx Black, and look at the detail of the veining in the stamp. It's very, very detailed. Then I used one of the new Tim Holtz Distress inks in the Seedless Preserve, and that is beautiful. Then this one is the Ripe Persimmon. See that? And this third one is Gathered Twigs. So those are the three new colors. And I know that they were released for Halloween, but these are great for fall. Look at the fall colors. So there's just the three that I've stamped, and there's not a lot of bleeding, even though it's distress ink, so it's very, stamps really nicely. And this is the detail one. And then this one I stamped with all three. And the way that I did that is I used my little daubers individually and then took them to the stamp. So I would dip into the ink and then go exactly where I wanted that particular color to appear. I started with the lightest color, which is the Bright Persimmon, and then went to the Gathered Twigs, and then finally the Seedless Preserve, because that's the darkest one, and I didn't want to transfer ink where I didn't, it's easier from lightest to darkest. So then, as you could see, it really does look like a leaf that's changing color. And then for the card, what I did is I stamped it with, just grab it, with my Versamark, and then I used Detail Black Embossing Powder. And this started out as a white piece of paper. I think you could see it if I, see, white piece of paper. So I stamped it with VersaFine, and then I used Fine Detail Black Glitter. I believe the one I used is from Ranger. And then I used the daubers to rub over with the inks, which deposited the ink in between all of the embossing. Isn't that beautiful? And then I just fussy cut it out. Mounted it on craft cardstock base, standard A2 size, then a layer of black to pick up the black embossing, a layer of this really deep purpley lavender, which matches the Seedless Preserves very nicely, and then a top layer of this like tangerine, that matches the persimmon color. So I pulled all the colors out of the leaf in the layering, and then there's a couple of little pearls, you know, at the corners, making them look like brads, and a little tag that just says fall leaf. So that's a quick and easy simple card, plus a highlight of this gorgeous, very detailed, let me show you the detail of the stamp. Very, you know, detailed stamp, deep edge rubber, so you can see that. And the reason I trim closer than maybe some people are comfortable with is I don't like to bring my ink to the rubber and have ink on the edge of the rubber, because then it could transfer on your project. So I cut this with my hot knife, which I have detailed video on how to do that as well. So if you have any questions about any of these products, or if you would like me to do a step-by-step right on the video, I'd be more than happy to, but I would encourage you to stop by Stampers Best and check out all the gorgeous stamps that they have available. Susan's added quite a few more stamps at the beginning of the month of October, and this one just caught my eye, and I knew I had to grab it. Living in New England, I love the fall. So there it is. There's my quick card, and and the options with what kind of inks you could use. And if you have any questions for me, please leave me a comment. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching.